Hi, I'm Devyn McQuaid, and you're listening to Mindset. On this episode of Mindset, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. This episode is really special to me and to Mindset, obviously. So, welcome to the making of Mindset. On today's episode, we, as I've mentioned, are going to be talking about the making of Mindset. To celebrate the fact that Mindset is 1 year old, which is crazy. I started the podcast 1 year ago, 2 days ago, because I'm pretty sure this is coming out on the 24th. So, yeah, we're going to have a little journey back in time from when I first had the idea to now. So, let's go back. It all started in NC, where we had to do this little project that we were to come up with a podcast idea. And I have notes, they'll be up here somewhere, and from my very first podcast idea. Now, originally, Mindset was meant to be called Inside the Mind. I didn't have a tagline, and I had this all thoroughly planned out. I was like, oh, I really, really want to talk about mental health. I want to spread awareness and, do all of this thing, just spread so much awareness on mental health, because as I believe, mental health isn't talked about enough in media or just in general. And I always feel like there's been this negative light around it. So obviously I wanted to be the one to be like, I want to spread some positivity on this. So I got to write down this whole idea, and nothing really moved forward from it. It was just kind of like a little project and nothing really happened, and I wrote everything down and that was it. It was just kind of left there. So then we move a year later into H&C, and we had this lecture and they were like, okay, we're going to conduct an interview. I will be playing the clip from this. I have permission from Ethan to use the clip. This was on his YouTube channel, and it's a clip that I think about quite a lot. But anyways, so we were to conduct an interview, and it was like, one of the questions that I got asked was, what's your aspirations? Or what's one thing you want to be when you're older? Like, what do you want to do when you're older, basically? And I was like, I want to be a mental health podcaster. I want to spread awareness on mental health, because I don't think it's something that's talked about enough, and it's really important to talk about it, And yeah, that was it. Kind of just got left there again. It was just a clip. Nothing really happened with it. And yeah, it just kind of got left there. And I didn't move forward with it until later on in H&C, we got tasked with this project. It was a 3-episode long podcast. 3 episodes for a podcast. And I was like, okay, this is my chance. Now, I did brainstorm a lot of other ideas. And originally after I brainstormed these ideas, I remembered that in NC, I wrote this thing for a mental health podcast. So I went back and I looked and I went, oh, Inside the Mind. That's what I'm going to do. Then we had to look at different podcasts to see if they're named anything, and yeah, there was other podcasts called Inside the Mind. I was like, okay, can't use that. What can I possibly use that's kind of like Inside the Mind, that talks about mental health or simulates that I'm going to be speaking about mental health? And I was like really, really struggling. And then I just went, Mindset. And that's where the idea came from. I was like, that's such a great name. I love it. It's beautiful. And then I think I was talking with someone and I went, the tagline should be, let's talk about your mindset. And originally that's where Mindset started growing. That was, that's how it first happened. And we obviously had to make social medias for these, like Spotify, Instagram, I made TikTok and all that, just to promote this. The logo was a really fun process to make. The logo I made completely all by myself. Maybe one of my favourite things ever about Mindset is its logo. I think it's so unique, it's so beautiful. I just like the way that it's laid out and everything. And yeah, so it was just kind of there. I was like, okay, so I have a logo, I have a podcast name, and I have a tagline. What episodes do I want to do? So the first episode, as we know, was Introduction to Mindset. You got to meet me, the presenter, Devyn McQuaid, just talking about what was up and coming for Mindset, what do I have planned, what other episodes do I want to do. And then the second episode, which was probably the first time I realised how much I wanted to do this project, was social media and how it affects mental health. I spent so long researching into this, and I've enjoyed every aspect of looking at research. Not that I'm saying that the statistics or the facts that I got were great, but there was just something that what I was doing, I know it was going to benefit someone out there. The facts that I was going to bring out, the statistics and all that was really going to help someone or make people understand how much this one thing can affect people. And yeah, so the researching part for the first episode was like, I really enjoy this. It also really helped me unlock a new part of my brain, I would like to say. Like, not the researching part, because obviously being a college student, I do have to research things. But I felt like I unlocked a whole other side of like knowledge with like, I obviously knew what mental health was because obviously everybody struggles with it, and I've seen people impacted by it, including myself. But with doing research, you really find out more. Like, there's so much more depth to it than you think, which is why I started to enjoy the research process, because I learned so much more. And Mindset does enable me to learn more about different mental illnesses and different mental health awareness months and different things, including mental health. So we get past that episode. I was like, I really enjoy the recording process. Next episode was Men's Mental Health Month. This one was kind of more a challenge because I had no right sitting in front of a camera not a camera because I didn't record it back then, a mic, and just talking about Men's Mental Health Month. Like, I did not have that privilege. So the people that came on the podcast really took control here and led the episode, which I'm so grateful for. But yeah, again, the researching process was kind of like, it was quite shocking to find facts and stuff. But anyways, that was it. My 3 episodes were done. And after that, you had the choice to continue on or just stop. Now, I was quite conflicted, actually. I was really conflicted on whether do I want to put more of my college time and effort into this podcast or just leave it where it was. So, yeah, I had a really tough decision because getting out episodes is kind of like, I don't know, it's quite stressful sometimes, I'm not going to lie, because I have to record, I have to research, I have to edit, I have to now do video and audio. And I was just kind of like, I don't love doing college work. I love being a college student, but I'm like a time management freak, so I'm like, if I get really overwhelmed, I'm not going to do it. I'll lose motivation really quickly, yada, yada, yada. So it was really more like, can I balance doing this podcast and balance doing college work at the same time? And what I realised is, if I'm passionate about it, I'm going to do it. So, therefore, I was really passionate about Mindset. I wanted to continue spreading this awareness and, helping people and putting everything out there. And, it's just something that I believe that I am so grateful to have. So, yeah, then we moved to graded project. I done mental health in general, in its general representation, and television. And that's it. Kind of. Obviously, we have a lot more episodes out now. I think that, Mindset's won now. Like, HNC Devyn wouldn't believe that. I think back then I only believed it to be a dream. And I think I would put as much time and effort into this podcast. It's crazy. So now we're here a year later. Mindset's progressed a lot. We have audio and visual, although the last one was just audio, but it's okay. We take every trial and error. We take every error and we move on and we see what we can work on. I think there's been this thing of like, I always say that I wanted to start Mindset because I believe in like spreading a more positive light on mental health. So here's a real reason. I wanted to start Mindset because I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to be on my own. I knew what it was like to not have anybody to turn to when I was struggling. I knew what it was like for people to turn to me when they were struggling, but I didn't have that same thing back. I couldn't speak about my mental health because, yet again, I just didn't think I had that person. I always felt alone and I couldn't talk, which I've repeated about a few times. I don't want people to feel like that because I knew how it affected me. Because I didn't have anyone to talk to, it just kept building up inside me and kept eating at me. So therefore I couldn't help myself. Eventually I did find someone to turn to, but I just know that feeling of feeling so lost or not wanting to turn to anyone because you're a burden or you think you're a burden. You're not a burden. Please believe that. It's just, yeah, I couldn't imagine. And I know there's so many people out there that feel like that they don't have anyone to talk to, that no one's going to listen to them. No one cares. They think they're a burden. None of that is true. I promise. Someone is there to listen to you. Someone's there to hear about your problem. Someone's there to give you advice. Someone cares. And you're definitely not a burden. Yeah, sometimes you might feel like it. But it's just not true. Nobody's a burden. Everybody's allowed to talk about how they're feeling. Some people might not. There's people out there that would rather listen to other people talk about their problems, and that's beautiful. Everybody has that one person to go to, which is something that I've, off topic, kind of, but it's mindset, so I can talk about it. Recently, I've been really struggling with feeling like I'm alone. I always just kind of feel like everyone has somebody to turn to, and I don't. Like, everybody has somebody else, and I'm just there. I don't have this one person that I can go to, but everybody else does. I'm just there, That's loneliness is such a big part of not feeling like you can talk about something, because if you feel lonely, you kind of just get the feeling of who's going to be there, who's going to talk to me, who wants to talk to me, who cares, like all these bad thoughts and all of that. But it's just not true. Somebody will talk to you, even on the days where you feel alone. It's still something that I'm trying to work on. I know there's people out there that want to talk to me. There's people out there that want to message me. And there's people out there who make me feel like I'm not alone. But it's still like an internal conflict that I can't really shake, and I'm battling it, but I'll get there. But that's why I started Mindset, because you might get me. And like episode 8 got really great feedback, funnily enough. Me talking about my own mental health, which is surreal, because I had this big fear around like talking about my mental health and putting it on a public platform, by the way. Like the whole idea of it was great. I'm out there and I'm talking about my experiences and I'm being relatable for someone, or maybe a few people. But then my story's out there, and I didn't really know how to feel with it, because in my head I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm just being a bit dramatic, but it was something that I genuinely lived through. And if there's somebody out there going through the same, then me talking about it is going to help them. So I was kind of scared of releasing that episode completely. And usually I'll listen to Mindset episodes back, especially like editing. I listened to it a few times. This one was the one that I tried to avoid listening to the most, because I just didn't want to hear what I went through, and I don't think I would want to hear it or relive it in a sense. But yeah, we move forward. What's happened recently with Mindset? As I said, we went audio visual. We've made it to a year, and it's such a crazy dream. yet again, I had this podcast idea since NC, which was like 2022, because I left high school in 2021. No, 2022. That was wrong. And yeah, like having this dream from NC was, I never thought it was going to be achievable. Then I went to HNC and I still didn't think it was going to be achievable. You know, like I didn't think I was actually ever going to do it. I'm in HND now and I have 11 episodes out of this podcast. It's been running for a year. The support has been amazing. Like something that I've never dreamed of. There's so many people that just love Mindset for what it is, talking about mental health. And I've realised that it does help so many people. So yeah, it's well to me. I'm just a 21-year-old sitting behind a mic talking about mental health, trying to spread awareness on things that I don't feel like are talked about enough, or just even feel like they need to be talked about. You don't get upset when I can't record an episode because of how it affects me. You're fine with me changing the episode because how recording an episode can affect me. Like, it's just something so surreal, and 100% Mindset would not be possible without all of the support from my classmates, from lecturers, from like my parents and all that. Like, the motivation that people give me to continue doing Mindset is amazing, but obviously Mindset is nothing without the people who listen to it. So thank you for always taking your time out of your day for whenever I release an episode to click on, listen and or watch, you know, because YouTube cameras. Just thank you for sticking out this journey with me for a full year now. There's definitely going to be tons more episodes to come. Thank you for making my dream come real. I still kind of feel shocked. Like, even now, I'm sitting behind a microphone talking about what once was a dream, which is now reality, which probably sounds really niche and cliche, but it was seriously a dream. Now I'm out here releasing episodes and people are listening and giving me feedback and finding me relatable, or just finding the thing that I'm saying which is helpful. If I'm giving advice to people and they're like, this is really helping me. So yeah, thank you for being here for 1 year. So much more Mindset episodes to come, hopefully a few more years to come. Yeah, I'm just so like shocked. Like, thank you. I can't believe Mindset's 1 year old. I think I'll love Mindset forever. I'm really grateful that I've got a platform where I can talk about mental health, my own mental health, and not be judged, but listened to. And I am able to help people. But before we wrap up this Mindset episode, you're amazing, you're strong, no matter what, you've got this, you're doing amazing. We made it to March, and this will be released later in the month, 24th, I think. Don't count me on it. Future Devyn, you've got this. You're amazing, and you're doing so well. No matter how many bad days get chucked at you, you still find the power to get through it. You still find the power to keep going on with your day. You possess so much strength even if you feel weak. You find something and you keep going, and that's beautiful. It might not get better today, it might not get better tomorrow, it might not even get better in a year. But at some point, it will get better. Yet again, I'm going to say one of my favourite quotes from The Glass Girl. Wherever you are, however dark the journey seems, come back. Someone's left the light on. It might not get better in a year. It might not get better tomorrow. It might not get better in a month. I've done that in the wrong order. But no matter what, it will get better. I've been Devyn McQuaid. You've been listening to Mindset. Thank you for this whole journey. And thank you for sticking it with me. Sticking there with me. Come along to the next episode. And we can talk about your mindset.
First question to you is, what is your dream job and why? Why is it your dream job?
Sorry, I almost interrupted you.
No, by all means, cut me off. It's all good.
I don't know. I have like a few like aspirations in mind. Like, I really, really want to become a podcaster, and the main reason for that is that I really, really want to push mental health out there. Like, I feel like it's talked about enough, but it's not talked about
But
enough.
it's an important topic to have,
It's a really
to talk about, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really important topic to have. So feeling like I can have my podcast where people can listen to me and realise, oh, they care, they understand. Like, it's that thing of not making people feel like they're alone, and they have, maybe not so like realistically, but they have something to listen to when they're upset or when they're feeling down. Because I feel like that's what a lot of people need, like to have somebody to listen to, even though they're not there physically speaking to that person themselves.
Yep,
Just
absolutely.
being there is one thing.